In the previous video we talked about operators. Let's continue that discussion further, and we'll also get into operator precedence. So where we finished off was talking about and using the AND operator on line 59 and how it required both the left condition, the left operand condition, and the right condition, the right operand. They both had to be true in order for the code that we've defined, in this case in a code block, with the statement line 60 to be executed. So without the left and the right hand side conditions being true, that code isn't executed. We can confirm that again by running our code, and we can see the output greater than second top score and less than 100 isn't showing, and that's because we defined second top score to have the value of 81, and that means that the left condition, top score greater than second top score, is false, and consequently we're not seeing the output. Alright, so a useful thing to do with these expressions or conditions is to use extra parentheses to clarify your meaning. Now this can also have an effect on your code due to operator precedence, but we're seeing that in a future video, what I mean by that and what effect it has. For now though, we're talking about enhancing meaning. So what we can do is come up here to the left condition and put parentheses around that. We'll do the same for the right operand or the right condition, like so. So this makes the code easier to read because it's now clearer what the condition or expression is for the left and right hand operands of the AND operator. Now at this stage, we've run the code again. Nothing's changed, we've got exactly the same results, but it just in general is making it a bit easy to read and understand. And the idea is to help remove confusion and to clarify your meaning. And as a result of that, it makes it quicker to understand when you look at the code at a glance to know what's going on. And this may be relevant in the future if someone else is reviewing your code, or you're looking at your code in the future where you've forgotten the reasoning for putting that code as it was in the first place. So adding these parentheses just can make it a little bit easier to understand. All right, so that's the AND operator. Let's now move on and talk about the OR operator. So the OR operator works in a similar way to the AND operator, but the difference is that it only requires one of the conditions to the left and right hand side to be true. Remembering that the AND operator requires both the left and right operands conditions to be true. The OR operator requires only one of the left and right operand conditions to be true. So let's start some code here. So I'm going to come down here. So I'm going to type if. I'm going to add two parentheses because we're going to do a similar thing by wrapping our conditions in parentheses. So I'm going to type if top score greater than 90, and I'll put one right parentheses there, then I'm going to put the OR operator, which is these two pipe characters. Now just a note here that you need to use two pipe characters, not one. If you use only a single pipe per character like so, well that's actually a bitwise OR operator and it will return different results. So here we want to use a logical OR which needs two. And if you recall, you can see on line 59 when we're using the AND operator that we also used two ampersands there. Well, so just some clarification on the logical AND and logical OR. So the AND operator comes in two flavors in Java, as does the OR operator. So the two ampersands, that's the logical AND operator, and that operates on Boolean operands, in other words, checking if a given condition is true or false. Now you will almost always want to do this. The single ampersand is a bitwise operator working at the bit level. This is the AND bitwise operator, and that's an advanced concept that we won't get into here. And likewise, the two pipes is the logical OR, which again operates on Boolean operands, again checking if a given condition is true or false. And again, you'll almost always be wanting to do this. The single OR, the single pipe, that's a bitwise OR operator working at the bit level, and again, not something you generally would be needing to do. All right, so let's swing back to the code. All right, so back to the code, then I can change this and I can add another parentheses, and we'll put second top score less than equal to 90. And we've got our two closing parentheses now. And now we're going to add a code block. And then in the code, we're going to put the println message either or both of the conditions are true. Right, so looking at the code, we scroll up and look at line 53. We've defined top score to be 80. So looking down at our code on line 63, if top score greater than 90, that's going to return false because obviously top score is 80, not 90. because of the test that we're testing this, top score greater than 90. Now the second score, you can see that on line 58, we define that to have the value 81, and the test, if it's less than or equal to 90, which is the right-hand operand condition, well, that's going to return true, which means we've got one false operand. The left operand's condition is false, but the right operand's condition is true, so therefore we should still get the output because one of them is true. And you can see either or both of the conditions are true. And just to confirm that, if we change second top score, let's change that to 95 to see what happens. Some arbitrary number that's greater than 90. Run it again. This time we're not seeing either or both of the conditions are true output, and that's because now both these values, both the left and right hand conditions for the OR operator, are false, and we're not seeing the output. Alright, so let's finish the video here. In the next video, I've got a mini challenge for you. I want to talk about the differences between the assignment and equal to operators and how to ensure you don't get into difficulty with those. So I'll see you in the next video.